Hey there, Cody Sperber here, and I am so excited to talk to you today about developing a real estate millionaire mindset. Now, I firmly believe that this is the single most important topic that will determine whether you find success as a real estate investor or whether you'll fall short. Now, in real estate, as in any business, you're going to find yourself venturing into the unknown. Now, leaving your comfort zone and facing challenges and obstacles that are completely unfamiliar. It's only by facing the future and accepting new and progressively more difficult challenges that we are all able to grow, develop, and reach our true financial potential. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I'm no Tony Robbins. I've needed to get my fair share of training and coaching just like anybody else. I wasn't born a millionaire. I'm just a normal guy who started at the same place as you. I ended up winning at the game of real estate and ultimately of life because of some very sound advice and wisdom that was given to me by my mentors. The same advice that I'm now about to share with you. Now, I am so excited to expose you to some great tools that will not only make a difference in your personal and professional life, but will be able to help shift your mentality so that you can begin thinking like rich people do. Now, I know it's not easy to paint outside the lines. We're all adults, and since we were little, everybody has told us to climb inside the box and do what everybody else does. Now, let me say this, the heck with that. You deserve more, your family deserves more, and in this training is going to be designed to help you get out of that box once and for all. Now, for the first time in our history, the old way of doing business no longer works. Technology has put the power into the hands of the masses, and anybody now has the ability to become extremely wealthy. Think about it. Who would ever think that a nerdy guy like me who grew up shy and unconfident would now be teaching good people like you how to make money? But here I am, and here you are. Well, we're in this together. We're the new rich. We're taking over and making piles of cash along the way. Now, before you can take advantage of the opportunities around you, you're gonna have to realize a few facts about winning the mental game. Here are 7 quick tips to help you get in the millionaire mindset. This is a good warm-up, so you might want to jot these down. Number 1, wealthy people, they just think differently than people who live paycheck to paycheck. They're ambitious and they're bold. Number 2, no matter how much you know or you think that you know about being a real estate investor, knowing is just not enough. It takes purposeful action on your part. Number 3, accountability is everything. To be successful in any business, you need laser-focused determination and the willpower to prepare and then go and execute a game plan. Number 4, everybody makes mistakes. It's just part of life. And anybody can start over. Nothing is permanent. It's how fast that you refocus that's going to determine your future success. So don't be afraid to take some risks and just jump on opportunities when they're in front of you. Number 5, self-help truly means helping yourself. Nobody is going to do it for you. Number 6, speed is everything in this business. The faster that you can adapt to the changing market, the more money you're going to make. And finally, number 7, surround yourself with business associates and mentors that care about you and your success. This is mandatory if you want to achieve financial freedom. Now, before we get to work on training your mind for success, I wanted to take a minute or two to share my story of how I got to where I am today. Now, when I was a youngster, I watched a special on TV where Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, asked the interviewer what it was he thought Ray did for a living. The interviewer naturally said, "Well, Ray, you just sell hamburgers." Ray just smirked and said, "No, I own land and then I lease it back to my franchisees." For only being 9 or 10 years old, I remember thinking, wow, that's exactly what I want to do when I grow up. I want to own real estate and get paid. Fast forward 11 years, I knew a guy named Jeremy who bought a new construction house. He flipped it, making over $80,000, selling it in just 30 days after it got built. Once again, I was hit with the real estate bug, and I decided right then and there that I was going to graduate college and become a full-time real estate investor. My parents were baffled. My friends kept telling me every reason why I would fail. I didn't care though. I started taking classes on real estate and attending local real estate investor association meetings. I was ambitious and headstrong that I would prove everybody wrong. A few months into my adventures of being an investor, I was having information overload. The actual process of building an investing business was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I had little money, no real credit, and nobody to show me what to really be doing each and every day. I remember thinking that maybe my friends and family were right. I should just go get a corporate job. And as sad as it is for me to say this out loud, after a couple more months, I finally just gave up and created a resume, and I got a job working as a bookkeeper for a developer, which was the closest thing that I could find to being a real estate investor. Part of me was relieved that there was no more pressure on me, and part of me was really sad that I just quit trying to make my dreams a reality. At this point in the video, let me ask you a quick question. Do you ever just sit back and wonder why some people are really wealthy and others aren't? I mean, why is it that every weekend there's a new seminar where people continue to purchase real estate investing training courses and products, yet most never do anything with all that information, let alone become successful? Should we blame the training materials or the person for not taking action on all that information? Now, I hope that you realize that most dreamers are broke and that you are far more than just a dreamer. You are an action taker. You are a smart person for wanting to take action on this bounce-back market, and those that miss out on this opportunity will truly regret it. Okay, so now to the conclusion of my story. About 5 months into working behind a desk doing the world's most boring job for a boss that I barely liked, a good buddy of mine asked me to go to a real estate seminar in San Francisco. Since I barely had any money to my name, at first I told him no way. Luckily for me, he was persistent and pushed me to just go for it. I finally agreed, and that decision to pull out my credit card and make that purchase was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my adult life. When I got to that seminar, I was blown away by what I saw. I was meeting real people, people like me and you, who were making more money than I could have ever made as a bookkeeper. Now, I'm no idiot. I know they make those big seminars so exciting because they want you to buy their courses, but I didn't care. After investing over $100,000 into my college education, I figured a few thousand to learn real estate was nothing. I not only ran to the back of the room to buy educational courses, but I even ended up leaving that weekend with my first mentor as well. His name was Lyle, and he shared with me the same principles and wisdom that I'm about to share with you. His advice changed the way I thought about real estate business, and over the years, his support has helped me achieve financial freedom. It's funny how just one decision can change your entire life. It's also funny how mentors are going to come into and out of your life, but it's up to you to keep an open heart and an open mind and just take some chances so you don't miss out on a really good thing. Anyway, thanks so much for letting me share. In the rest of this video, I'm going to teach you how to train your mind to have that millionaire mindset. One of the things that education brings people is the realization that the world is a big place full of different ideas and ways of doing things. Now, this is especially true in the real estate game. Your career is going to be filled with many opportunities and distractions, and it's your job to quickly evaluate each situation and determine if it promotes or if it takes away from your personal and business goals. The trick is that in order to evaluate opportunities and make the best decisions possible, you must first establish a crystal clear set of priorities to guide those decisions. Establishing this foundation was one of the first things that my mentor Lyle did with me, and now, in turn, I'd like to do those very same exercises with you. One day Lyle asked me, "Cody, why are you playing in the game of real estate?" Without hesitation, I answered, "To make as much money as possible." As soon as I said that, he immediately started laughing at me. Now, right now, I want you to picture a 70-year-old man with Adidas stretchy pants, Velcro shoes, and a tucked-in, unironed polo laughing at you. And that's what Lyle looked like. And he reminded me that while I do want to make as much money in real estate as possible, that's not the reason why I'm doing real estate. You see, the desire for money simply isn't strong enough to push you towards success. I mean, think about that for a second. If you had all the money in the world, but had no friends or family around to enjoy it with, would you be happy? Of course you wouldn't. So let's get to the core of it. We must dig a little deeper. You need to answer the question, why do you want to make money? And then go as deep as you need to go until you uncover the real why that will motivate you towards success. So let me ask you the same question that Lyle asked me. Exactly why are you doing real estate? Go ahead and jot down a few reasons that come to mind. Are there specific goals that you want to achieve, such as traveling to new places or buying new things? Or maybe you have members in your family that could really use your help. Whatever it is, you need to be specific. While we won't take all the time right now to discover all those answers, what is important here is that you recognize that real estate is not just about making money. Real estate is simply a vehicle to make money, which in turn will allow you to achieve your real goals. So whether you know it or not, the reasons are why your journey has brought you to this point, watching this video right now. And those reasons are what's going to push you to continue on this path together with me until ultimately you achieve financial success. Okay, So what I'd like to do right now is to give you 3 more exercises that you can do later. These are all exercises that I learned from my mentor, and I truly credit this type of thinking for me becoming a real estate millionaire. The first exercise I recommend is to create a vision board. Now this is a simple project where you cut out pictures of the things in life that you really want, such as pictures of happy families, kids playing, a peaceful beach, etc., and paste them on a large piece of poster board. Also cut out words that symbolize your future, words like success and profit and happiness, and place them on your collage. Place your lifestyle vision board in your office and stare at it every single day to constantly remind yourself of why you are working so hard. The second exercise that I want you to do is write down and recite a daily affirmation. And if you think this sounds a little cheesy, well, maybe it is just a little bit. But what matters most is that they work. Your affirmation should be short, not more than maybe 3 or 4 sentences. They should include some of your most important goals and recognize those things in your life that you're appreciative of, as well as anything else that you want to be reminded of every single day. Once you have your affirmation written down, you're going to want to print out a copy and put it right above your desk, as well as put one in your purse or in your wallet. Read it out loud every single day, more than once if possible. Trust me when I tell you this. Regular reminders will not only make a difference in your own personal mindset, but you're going to start to see your environment change to support your affirmation. It really is amazing. The third and final exercise Lyle had me do was to write my own eulogy. Now when he told me this, I thought it was a little nuts, but he had me sit in a quiet room all by myself and just start to write. Now let me tell you that it's crazy to think and ponder about what people are going to say about you after you're gone. Now I personally had a hard time writing down what I thought others would truthfully say about me. It was a big awakening that if I was to live a lifestyle that positively affected others, that I had to purposefully plan out my personal goals to include positively affecting others. This kind of purposeful action does not happen by accident. And from that day on, I put just as much focus on a lifestyle plan as I do with my business plan. Next, I want to take a minute and talk to you about overcoming your fears. Like Zig Ziglar once said, there's going to be times in your business where you feel like the cruise director of the Titanic. Now, I think we've all been there before in some area in our life, and real estate is no different. No matter what gets thrown at you, don't freak out. I guarantee any issue that you run into is something that many others have faced before you. The good news is that with the right mindset and education, there's nothing that you can't absolutely get through. Absolutely nothing. Now, it's not about winning or losing that you should be focusing on. It's the journey to reach the final goal that will be important. I mean, let's face it, if making money by investing in real estate were easy, everybody would be rich. The fact of the matter is that winning is just an extension of one's core values, attitudes, preparation, perseverance, and sacrifice. Successful people all have one thing in common: their ability to overcome their fears and venture out into the unknown with a can-do attitude. At first, every task that you do will feel uncomfortable. Stay positive and remember that it's your job to go over, around, or right through any challenges that you face. On the other side of that challenge is financial freedom. Fear isn't real. It's just a villain that you create in your mind. Picture yourself crushing that villain that holds you back from your goals, and you will finally live that lifestyle that you once imagined could be your reality. By thinking with the millionaire mindset, your core strengths will grow with each and every obstacle that you overcome. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. As a real estate investor, there are a number of skills that you're going to need to have in your business, either you personally or somebody else around you. I would recommend taking a few minutes to list out all the real estate skills that you're good at and which ones you're not so good at. Reason being is that you're going to want to focus on those things that you're best at, because the more that you do them, the more money you're going to make. The other reason being is that you're also going to want to focus on the 1 or 2 skills that you're worst at. It's important to attack what you lack before what you lack attacks you. For example, I'm horribly unorganized. You should have seen my desk 5 years ago. For a guy with a degree in finance, I had a hard time slowing down long enough just to pay my own bills. But through purposeful action, I identified what I'm good at and what I'm bad at, and then I created systems that allow me to either automate or outsource those daily tasks that I knew deep inside I would never be able to do well. In order for me to fire myself from whatever task that I did not enjoy doing, I first had to master that task, which was extremely uncomfortable for me to do. So for 30 days, I made it a huge priority to focus on cleaning my desk each and every day and staying on top of paying my bills. Eventually, I got into a routine and I mastered that task. Then I wrote down each step of the process, and then I taught my assistant to do it the way that I wanted it done. If you find yourself thinking about your weaknesses and worrying about them holding you back, just take a step back for a second. Realize that nobody is good at everything. Don't think about having any weaknesses at all. Actually, instead, think of them as like areas of opportunity. I recommend that you just change your tape and you go into each new circumstance with a positive mental attitude. Quickly master the small technical processes to getting each uncomfortable task done, and if it ends up being a task that you have to do repetitively, systematize it so you can quickly outsource it to somebody else for them to do. Making money is a combination of luck, circumstance, and ability. My dad always used to tell me, son, don't quit and you're going to achieve anything in your life that you put your mind to. And you know what? He was absolutely right. All of your life and in every circumstance, there's going to be elements you wish were different. But every situation can be enjoyable if approached with the correct mental attitude. If you see things as a challenge and remember that it's just a game, you literally cannot be stopped. With that said, I do understand that sometimes staying positive can be challenging amongst adversity. And as you know, when doubt creeps in, that's when things start to slip and accountability is lost. That's exactly why I'm glad I got a coach early in my career and why I would strongly recommend that you do the same. A coach is there for you to push you to do the things that make you feel uncomfortable because, as we discussed early in the beginning of this video, until you leave your comfort zone, you are never going to get the lifestyle you so desperately want to enjoy. While you definitely need to get an experienced coach, regardless of who it is, at this time I'd like to invite you to consider working together with me and my team. I'll tell you up front that we only work with a limited number of students. There's only so many hours in a day, so we can't help everyone. In fact, we may not even be accepting new students at the time that you're watching this. But even if we don't have room, this very second, new spots open up continuously for those that complete the coaching application at cleverinvestorcoaching.com. Now, if you go to cleverinvestorcoaching.com right now, you're going to see our current status, and you're going to watch a short video explaining more about our premium coaching and mentorship programs. You, like me, when I was just getting started, probably already know that coaching is right for you. But what we also need to figure out is if you are right for coaching. While we work with real estate investors of all skill levels and experience, I would ask that if you're not coachable and you're not willing to be pushed towards success, that you don't bother filling out the application. However, if you are somebody who is willing to listen to what I got to tell you to do and trust me, then go right now to cleverinvestorcoaching.com and fill out the application. When you work with me and my team, there's absolutely nothing that can stop you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I want to sign off and remind you that to become a successful real estate investor, you don't need to be perfect. In fact, you don't need to be anywhere near perfect. I'm living proof. What I love about this business is that anybody can do it, and I really do mean that. Yes, making the big bucks in this business does take the right education, systems, and tools. But as we have learned today, those things come easy when you have the right mindset. Now that you are mentally prepared, you can conquer anything that has been holding you back. It is now time to start putting some cash in your pockets, both now and for the rest of your lifetime. I've been blessed to have found the path to lifelong success and wealth, and I'm so excited to be able to now give that gift to you. Right now is your defining moment, and I'm so excited to be part of it with you. I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes that was written by Teddy Roosevelt. It really expresses how I feel about being a real estate investor. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short time and time again, because there is no effort without error and shortcomings. What matters is the individual who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows that in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. And with that, I bid you farewell. Thanks.